Hello, fifth graders. I am going to read for you your writing task for your assessment for your test, okay? So it says grade 5, informative writing assessment. For this task, you will be writing an informative article related to the topic of deep sea exploration. Before you write your article, you will review 3 sources that provide information about the state of ocean exploration, underwater technology, and an ocean explorer and inventor. Source number 1, Oceans, Earth's Final Frontier. In the past 50 years, explorers have set their sights on the stars. Our ships have orbited Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, and Mercury. However, many scientists believe explorers should now turn their attention down instead of up. According to these experts, the oceans are Earth's last unexplored frontier. 70% of our planet lies under the water. This world ocean consists of the Pacific, our largest ocean, followed by the Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic oceans. We have explored less than 5% of these waters. In fact, we have better maps of the surface of Mars than we do of our own oceans. Underwater geography. What's so exciting about exploring the bottom of the ocean? Actually, the ocean bottom contains as many different features as our continents. Mountains. The longest mountain range in the world is completely underwater, called the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. It stretches for more than 35,000 miles. This chain of mountains runs across the Atlantic Ocean and into parts of the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Valleys. The ocean also contains deep valleys. The deepest place on Earth, the Mariana Trench, plunges 7 miles below sea level. Seamounts. The ocean also features unusual forms we do not see on land. Pillars of rock and minerals stretch several stories high. Chimneys spout acid into the water. Seamounts or underwater volcanoes spew mud and gas into the sea. Hydrothermal vents. These holes on the ocean bottom eject material heated by the Earth's core. Vents warm the surrounding waters from a chilly 37 degrees up to 392 degrees. In addition to the vents, the ocean contains hot springs that shoot out 650-degree water, hot enough to melt lead. Source number 1 continued. Strange sea creatures. Many of these unique habitats have alien-like creatures living there. Scientists have discovered 160-foot jelly creatures living around hydrothermal vents. Living near hot springs are 10-foot tall tube worms and giant clams. We have learned of these life forms only recently. Many creatures have yet to be found. This makes sense because the ocean is the Earth's largest habitat. Many of these creatures live at the greatest depths, which pose the most dangers to human divers. Some, like the frilled shark, may hold clues to our planet's past. Measuring more than 5 feet long, the frilled shark swims about 5,000 feet below the surface. Scientists include this creature in a group called living fossils. animals similar to those who swam the seas during the time of dinosaurs. The deepest ocean dweller discovered so far might be the fang-tooth fish. Sometimes found only 6,500 feet down, its habitat extends to the icy waters 16,500 feet below the surface. The fangtooth may only be 6 inches long, but it looks as scary as its name. Its long, pointed teeth are the largest of any other fish its size. At 8 inches long, the creepy-looking Pacific viper fish has jagged teeth that look like needles. It swims 13,000 feet down into the darkness, lurking its prey with its luminous dots on its belly. Most creatures living deep in the ocean have a glow-in-the-dark feature. It can be used to communicate, to attack prey, or for defense. This feature is called bioluminescence, a chemical reaction within an organism that produces light. Exploring the oceans may lead us to discover many new landforms and animals. Scientists also hope it will help us learn more about the planet and even about ourselves. Studying hot springs and vents could help us discover new ways to produce energy. Other findings could lead to new medical treatments. We could also study creatures that survive in strange habitats, without heat, light, or oxygen. This could help us discover new ways to survive here on Earth, or even among the stars. So now we are on to source number 2, dive technology. To explore the oceans, divers have to overcome hazards to human life. These include extreme darkness, freezing cold temperatures, and crushing water pressures. Through the years, inventors have tackled these challenges to make advances in underwater technology. The aqualung. In the 1940s, ocean explorer Jacques Cousteau invented the aqualung. This device allowed divers to breathe underwater. The aqualung has a metal oxygen tank attached to a breathing tube that's controlled the flow of oxygen. It was strapped with a harness to a diver's back. Scientists have improved upon this invention, now known as scuba. So the S is self, the C contained, the U underwater, B breathing apparatus. Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, scuba. The gym suit. Even the most experienced scuba divers can go down only 130 feet for 10 minutes. To go beyond these limits, inventors created the gym suit. Based on astronauts' spacesuit, the gym suit protects wearers from deadly water pressure and contains built-in oxygen. In 1979, ocean scientist Sylva Earle tested the gym suit in a record-breaking dive. She explored the ocean floor 1,250 feet below the surface for 2.5 hours. The Deep Sea Challenger. In 2012, filmmaker James Cameron introduced his new invention, a one-person submarine called the Deep Sea Challenger. Before the deepest a submarine could travel was 4 miles down. Cameron broke this record when he took the Deep Sea Challenger to the bottom of the Mariana Trench, 7 miles down. It is the deepest place on Earth. Cameron's design is an example of advanced technology because it sits vertically in the water. This allows the sub to descend faster, rotating as it goes to keep it on course. The Deep Sea Challenger has lights, 3D cameras, and a scooper arm that collects samples. This revolutionary invention could transform ocean exploration. Source number 3, lights, camera, invention. In 2012, the only vehicle able to take people to the deep sea was almost 50 years old. What would it take to reinvent the submersible? As it turns out, a film director. James Cameron is most famous for award-winning films like The Titanic and Avatar. He sometimes jokes that he makes blockbuster movies to support his passion for exploring the seas. His filmmaking fortune did help him fund his revolutionary invention, the Deep Sea Challenger, a one-man submersible that in 2012 traveled to the deepest place on Earth. However, Cameron's passion for the ocean technology did not begin here. In 1989, Cameron directed The Abyss, a science fiction movie in which characters traveled to the ocean depths. During filmmaking, he introduced a new way of using cameras underwater. Later, he controlled his robotic camera inside the wreck of a sunken ship, Bismarck. During the making of Titanic, Cameron made many dives to the wreck of the actual ship. In this way, Cameron has been able to make films and advance underwater technology at the same time. He can use his ideas right away to study the results. Perhaps it is in this combination of skill and creative thinking that has allowed Cameron to design submersible in a new way. With the Deep Sea Challenger, Cameron has literally upended the design. Instead of traveling horizontally, his sub moves vertically like a torpedo. This makes the ship much faster. He replaced the heavy steel shell with a lightweight foam structure. This allows the ship to rise quickly from the bottom, and he put the thrusters on top rather than the bottom. This prevents the craft from stirring up the seabed. Now the pilot and cameras can clearly see the ocean floor. So your assignment is to write an informative article. Your class is studying deep sea exploration. Your teacher has asked you to write an informative article explaining how technology has helped explorers overcome challenges related to deep sea exploration. Be sure to include facts and details from the sources in your article that I just read that demonstrate your knowledge about deep sea exploration. Make sure to tell which source the fact and the details came from. Remember, a well-written paper is well organized and stays on topic. It has an introduction and a conclusion. It uses transitions. It uses details from the source to support your topic. It develops ideas clearly, uses clear language, follows rules of writing like spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Now begin work on your writing. Manage your time carefully so that you can plan your informative article, you can write your informative article, and you can revise and edit as needed. Write your responses starting on the next page. Remember to use your notes and planning as you write. When you're done, read what you have written and revise and edit as needed. Please make sure to click Submit in Google Classroom when you are done. Good luck, guys.